Hey, hey, welcome everybody in. I see some new faces. I'm so excited to have my personal mentor, Michele O'Neill, here. But first, I just wanted to give you a little backstory on myself and how we even got here. Well, I just got nervous. My name's Jennifer Turner, and I come from the network marketing field for the last 4 years. And like Michelle, I was burnt out, spinning my wheels, tired of chasing people and feeling like I was having to convince people, making about what, 20, 30%. And I just was completely stuck. I had actually built a successful team and spoke on stages and spoke on Zooms and all of that stuff. And then, it just started to crumble and my strategy wasn't working anymore. And I was just at a loss, literally, of what to do. And I saw a girl say something about digital marketing. I, at the time, knew nothing about what that even meant. I'm on Google, like, what is digital marketing? Anyway, short version, I love the digital space. I invested in the blueprint that Michelle has. And when I got into the program, I actually didn't buy it to like sell the course. I know there's like a stipulation of people thinking that you buy the course to sell the course, and that wasn't the case for me. I really loved my company. I just needed to make it work again, and it wasn't. And so learning the attraction marketing skills and the 3 stages of the customer journey and just all of the things was a complete game changer. And then when I learned, like probably week 1 into the program, I was like, wait, I can like resell this and I get 100% profit. That's insane to me. I didn't even know that was something that was a thing. So anyways, that's how I got here. And then back in January, Michelle did a Zoom on community. And I felt the passion, I felt the tug on my heart. But I was in my head about it, like, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I even do in my community? I have no idea. And I wish I would have listened to her back then, because when she spoke about it again in June, I was like, okay, I'm just starting messy. It's go time. And it has just lit a passion in me. And so I'm so excited for her to paint the vision for you. So this is my mentor, Michele O'Neill, out of Kansas. And she has, what is it? Like 4 kids and 6 grandkids. You got lots of kids going on.
6 kids, 5 grandkids, yes.
6 kids and 5 grandkids, and she wanted to get time back with her family. So I'm so excited for her. She literally gives her heart. I've never seen someone give so much of their self, and the knowledge that she continues. I just continue to grow each and every week. I mean, it's just nonstop. I'm sure she could at this point hire like 1,000 people to do some of the things that she's doing, but she continues to just give her heart. So we are blessed and honored to have you here, and I'm going to kick it over to you.
Well, thank you so much, my friend. And that is actually my favorite thing to do is just really help people go from where they are, where they're stuck, to be able, to reach that goal and be able to leave that legacy for their family. So yeah, I love showing up every day and doing this. And you guys, a little bit about me is cool. Today's September 10th, and 3 years ago is when I discovered digital marketing. 3 years ago today, I was terrified, but I had the courage to try something new, because like Jennifer, I was trying in network marketing and I was working really, really hard, trading a lot of time for a lot of dollars. And what actually was the breaking point for me was, which was an aha moment, was when the company changed the comp plan. And I was so excited about that corporate call. We knew this was going to be it. And they actually let us know they were too loose with the comp plan. And immediately my income dropped. And that was the day I was like, I'm not my own boss. That company has control. And so I thought to create my own thing, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then when I discovered digital marketing, it changed everything for me. And so that was something that was so important to me when I launched the Legacy Builders program. Was I want everybody to make 100% profit. I do not want people to have to share their profits with anybody. And so that was something so important to me, was launch my program with master resale rights, that if you want the ability to resell the products, you can. If you just want the ability to learn the skills to attract customers to you, you can do that as well. So that was important to me. But if I go back to looking at why I was so successful so quickly, and it was one thing, because I had the courage to create a community. Now, I will share this with you because I almost did a Facebook group, and I was just going to create a Facebook group and do it in there. Well, the reason why I did it is because that moment I was thinking about doing a Facebook group, Ironically, one of my old friends in network marketing, they had just shut her complete Facebook group down. And she was talking about it. She's like, I don't know what I did, but they shut it down. And she is a pretty big leader. And she had like over 20,000 people in that group. Completely lost all communication. They just shut the group down like that. So I was like, oh, I don't want to do a Facebook group, which was the best thing I did because believe it or not, you guys, in December of 2023, somebody hacked my Facebook account, my other one I did for business, and I still haven't got it back. So I'm like, man, if I would have created that Facebook group, somebody hacked it. I still haven't got it back. Like literally a year and a half, I'm still going round and round with Facebook. So a Facebook group wasn't an option for me. And then I had heard about community and Skool and Sam Ovens, and everything made sense to me. But of course, my stinking thinking kicked in, and I was like, but how am I going to create a community? I don't know nothing about Skool. And I literally was like, had so many limiting beliefs. But the one thing that gave me the courage to create a community was I didn't want anybody slipping through the cracks. And so what I did when I first launched my community is I was allowing people that had discovered me on social media in there, and also my customers were in there. And what happened is something in my wildest dreams I couldn't expect to have happen, because I'll never forget when I created the community and I was like, you guys, I just want everybody to get to know each other, and I don't want anybody slipping through the crack. And I know maybe 5 seconds more than you do, right? Because I launched my community 60 days after I really launched into the digital marketing space. So I didn't know a lot more than anybody else, but it was not about knowing more. It was about caring more. And when I discovered that, man, if I just go out there and pour into people and care about people, I'm going to learn what they really need. And the reality in this world today is nobody wants more information. They want that transformation. And if you can compress the time that they have that transformation, you forever have built an amazing, solid customer base. And so that was something that was so important to me. It was like, I just want to be that hope dealer. I just want to help people, not because I know more than them, but because I care more than other people out in the digital space or out on social media. I wasn't looking for followers. I was looking to build a community of like-minded people. But then what happened next is something I never in my wildest dreams expected to happen. Because again, I didn't know very much more than they did. Matter of fact, there were some when I launched my community that were way smarter than me, had way more talent than me. But every day I just would ask a question inside the community, a really simple question. And of course, when I launched my community, there was no ChatGPT to help me. So I literally just had to do it from my heart. And so I just would ask questions. Like one of the questions I asked inside my community is like, what is if you could have that magic wand and they touched it on your head and you could get into the place in your life that you would feel peace and happiness, what does that look like? And then they would tell me what that looked like what their perfect day looked like. And then, so I was like, well, I can create content showing people how I can help them get to that perfect day. And then the next day, based off of what they said, I created another, and I just asked, I said, what's holding you back? For those of you that answered my question yesterday, what's holding you back from having that? And right then and there was the pivotal moment in my business, because they told me every single struggle that they had to get to what they really wanted. And I was like, that's it. That's all I got to do. I just got to go out on social media and talk about what they're telling me that they need to hear about, and I can share how I have a solution. So it wasn't because I was great on social media. It wasn't because I knew what I was doing and I had confidence. It wasn't none of that when I first started. It was 100% I asked inside my community. So because I had the courage to start a community, not knowing very much at all, but I just asked questions. No different than if you were going to go out with your girlfriends and you ask questions. And that's what I did. And every day I just would ask one simple question, and the answers would help me help them more. And that's how I built a community. And here's something else that I loved about it. And I see it happening every single day on social media now, because people build social media to get attention. And sometimes you can get banned from TikTok, or you can lose your Facebook like I did. And you have no control over social media. The algorithms can change at any time. Their terms and conditions can change at any time, and things go wacky. So you have no control. What you have complete control over is your community, because it's not a Facebook group. Because with Skool, it's freedom of speech. It's your community. And the other thing I loved about it, I'm gonna grab my phone here, is I loved about it is I'm an app on somebody's phone. Yeah, it says Skool, but they don't know what Skool is. They just know that Michele O'Neill invited them to be part of her free community, and I'm an app on their phone. So no distractions of social media or competing with other videos that they're scrolling by. I literally can just love on them. And the other thing is yeah, I built an email list, which I love. Email equals income, but the reality is a lot of emails go to spam. A lot of emails go to promotion. We have zero control over that. But being in the community, that they get that. And like they just knew that I showed up every single day, and I just got the habit of they could pretty much wake up every morning and know Michelle's going to ask a question or Michelle's going to be there for them. And I just loved on them. And it built such an amazing community. And I have to share this with you because I didn't even realize how special it was. I mean, I knew it was phenomenal, but I didn't realize to the core how special it was for some people. I did a mastermind in March and in April, and I would literally have people come inside the mastermind and tell me what number they were inside my community. I was number 372 in your community. Like they remember that. I was like, wow, you don't realize the power of helping people feel seen, heard, and part of something. And so we get so caught up in, as an entrepreneur, as I need to make money, I need to make money. No, 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 no. When you focus on, I just need to make a bigger impact, and you focus on just caring about people, the money flows. And that it was so wild to me how many people literally, it was like, I was number 371, I was number 472 in your community, right? Like they were literally, they remember that from that many years ago. So the very best thing I ever did for my community was or for my business was create a community. And because you have complete control, people are not looking for more information. They're on information overload. Now they want is that transformation. And the best part about community is AI is coming in hot. So now we can look at social media. We're like, we don't even know if it's real or fake anymore. So there's going to be a lot of trust lost. It's going to be a lot of like uncertainty is going to be created because of AI. And it's just beginning. But guess what? There's no trust lost in community because they see you, they watch you communicate. You can record videos in there. And that's something that I literally stress to people is, oh my gosh, like community is the best thing that you can do to build a very solid, secure business, no matter what you do. And then what I love is because that's one thing I did. I was like, oh my gosh, I see the value of community. So that's why I started helping people build a community because there's a lot of blind spots that you can do in building a community, right? And I want to walk people through this process. And one of the things that I love inside my community builders program is to see the creativity with people, but see people that are they are passionate about health, right? And how they're creating a community over health and they're bringing people in there with their health. But the reality is, we can't have good health without wealth, right? Because wealth is going to help you with the health and get rid of the stress. So they'll literally like create this amazing community that they love, that what they're passionate about love. Then they'll just have one little module introducing people to the Legacy Builders program or whatever product, service, or coaching that they have. And it is so cool because some people like literally have the most amazing communities that they just deliver so much value. But the thing I love about it, which I didn't even know I was doing this, is when I was newer to community, I know I have a lot to still learn. So what I did is I would find people that were way more advanced and more of an expert in certain areas than I was. And so I would invite them to come inside my community. And I'm like, hey, would you mind doing a free training, inside my community? And so they started doing this. Well, then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, do they have an affiliate? So all of a sudden I was able to start generating additional income streams. And so that's what I teach inside my community builders program. It's like, who are experts that can bring so much value to your community members? And maybe they offer something. And then all of a sudden you can have a whole module full of resources to help you generate extra income. What if one of the affiliate commissions paid for your retirement plan? So you could retire making 30, 50, 60,000 a year. And just one affiliate paid for that. And the only way it's happening is because of the value you delivered inside your community. And that's what I love. And community eliminates the burnout. Here's why, because we all have seasons in our life. Like we just do. Not everybody has a perfect day every day, right? Things happen, health or family, there's just issues. And so I love the fact that you have that community working for you. So if you need to not be so hard on social media, you don't have to, because it's not about the volume of getting attention on social media, because you build a community. And one of the best things I did was not only put my potential customers in there, but also my customers in there, because all of a sudden my customers were edifying what they got from me. And so all of a sudden people are like, well, how do I get that? So my customers became like the biggest testimonials for the people that had even purchased from me yet. And that was one of, like I said, the very best thing I did, is what compressed the time of people getting to know, like, and trust me better. But it literally gave me the ability to get to know my community members better, get to know my potential customers better. So instead of just posting or creating content to create content, I actually knew what they needed and what they wanted, because they told me inside my community, because I asked. And I literally took these strategies and I was like, well, maybe I got lucky. Maybe it's a fluke, right? So I rebuilt another community from scratch and did it all again as well again. And so I'm like, okay, so I've done it now with 3 communities. So it's not a fluke. There is actually a strategy to it. And I love it because the relationships that I have built, like many of us are getting together again next week, right? Never in my wildest dreams did I think, because I created a community one day, because I didn't want anybody slipping through the cracks, that it would build relationships all over the world, and just fulfill me the way it has. And I mean, that's why, when at the very beginning, Jennifer's like, I mean, she could hire other people to do what she does. Oh no, this is what I love doing. I love loving on my community. I love learning from them. I love learning about them. I love learning how can I help them more, because I know nobody wants more information. They want that transformation. And the more I get to know them, the more I can guide them in that transformation, no matter what that is. If it's health or wealth or fitness, like we have a lady inside our community that she's very organized. So she has one just showing people how to be organized. We have a gal inside the community, Miss Maria, and she is a retired school teacher now, and she reads. Your grandkids can get in there, and twice a week she will read to your grandkids on Zoom, and then they can ask her questions, and then she'll ask them questions. So it gives parents the ability to have 30 minutes where they can get things done around the house while their kids are doing that. Like, such a brilliant, brilliant community. And then inside of that, she's now creating her own books, so she can sell those books. She's finding authors on Amazon and inviting them in and asking them if she can read their book. And then she has affiliates. So if any families want to buy those books, like what she's building is literally going to leave a legacy for generations to come, all because of her passion as a teacher and helping people. And that is what I just absolutely love. Is it's not about, yeah, I'm creating a community. It's about, no, I'm creating something that I'm passionate about and I love, that can truly impact lives. And it's interesting to me because I had made a comment to my kids, and I said, I never want these communities to die. Like, when I'm gone, I want them to still live. Like, I want to know when I'm long and gone that all of my communities are literally still impacting this world. So I actually have 2 of my children helping me, um, not monitor, manage the communities so they can learn, right? So in 60 years, if I don't want to do this anymore, they're going to be able to take over, or my grandkids. And that's what I love. So the community that I've created, it's literally to leave legacies, not only for my family, but for other families as well. And the more AI comes in, the more the uncertainty with social media comes in, the more emails that go to spam and promotion. It's the best thing that anybody can do. Like anybody, like I even I launched a salon with my daughter, because now I'm leaving legacies for my kids. And I made a comment because we had our store meeting this morning, and I said, I think you need to create a community. And inside of it, you just, like, once a week do a how-to. And people can get this, and you can have special like bonuses and stuff inside of it. They're like all fired up about it. Right. And so I'm like, man, can you imagine just having, it's no different than a Facebook group that you show pictures, right? You just create that community because you'll be an app on somebody's phone. So I personally think, I don't care what business anybody does, it will just compress the time of somebody knowing and liking and trusting you, but it will help you craft that $1 million message for your business. It's the best thing I've ever done. And I love seeing like Jennifer's having a blast, with hers as well. And you just are able to literally raise up as a leader and just lead people. And it's literally seriously the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. So, but yeah. Anybody have any questions for me about community? I would love to answer them for you because I know there's a lot of, uncertainty. Can I do one? How hard is it? How much time does it take? And that's something that I teach inside the community builders is how to actually build a community in 1 hour a day. Because that's something that's so important to me because sometimes you can spend way too much time on things that don't deliver the value that somebody needs. And so that's something that I personally love is the fact that you truly can, I broke it down and systemize how to get it done in 1 hour a day. And then when it gets so big that you need more than 1 hour, by then you can get a community manager to help kind of manage the comments and the messages and things like that. But it's really nice. So, but yeah. Thank you, Jennifer, for letting me share. Again, I think it's one of the very best things I've ever done. I mean, if any of you guys are in my community, you probably feel, the love not only from me, but from other people as well. And I look at the team, like the staff that I've hired, and except for my kids, all of them have come out of my big community. Like, that is so cool. Like the talent that is inside of there, right? And that's what's really cool. And so that's what I tell people all the time. Like, think of the future. Like, where do you see your life? Because there's zero uncertainty with that. Sam Ovens actually has a goal. He wants to have 1 billion communities out there. So I'm like, wow, it's just beginning, what is happening with building communities. But he sees what I see. It's like the more AI comes in, the more uncertainty and trust is lost, the more people are going to need and want a community because they want real people. They don't want to be sold from an AI or anything like that because you don't even know anymore. And that's where a lot of misleading things can come in, right? But community truly can stay true. So awesome. Okay, Candy, you have a question? I like how you spell your name. Wait.
Oh, thank you. You're inspiring. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you so much for what you
Thank you.
do. I guess I suffer from depression, so sometimes it's hard for me to just do even 2 or 3 posts a day. I mean, I can do the drafts or whatever. And, venturing out, of course, I'm married and my husband's like, I haven't made a sale yet. So he's, not as optimistic as I am. And I'm trying to share with him about how this community would be like $100 a month and then showing him how people are making money and I know nothing's a guarantee, but I guess my question would be, uh honing in on what I would do and then how I would be able, is it able to still do all that, I guess, with depression, I guess, because it doesn't take as much energy out of you maybe from doing, and then where do you get like the information you need and the content and things like that, like to, put in the community and things like that. That's, I think, like one of my questions.
No, great questions. And here's something that I think you'll notice
Mm-hmm.
with, like depression and stuff. When you have your community, you're going to step up to more of a leadership and it's going to help you, right? Because you have something different to focus on and people are really depending upon you, right? And I think that's going to make a huge difference. What I love about Skool is there's an affiliate. So if you refer 3 people to start their own community, yours is paid for. Same thing with the community builders, right? You refer 3 people, yours is paid for, right? So then you can literally build a community at no expense to you. And that's what I love. That's what I love about affiliate, right? Because it can allow you to have your system, but have no expenses on that system. And so that's something that I would recommend doing, right? And because you're growing a following on social media or an email list, it's easy to quickly get those 3 people. Now, as for what you were asking me, this is how I answer that when people say to me, what can I create my community around? And this is what I say, what is something that you would love to talk about every single day? And if somebody took your advice and had success with it, would it make your heart smile? The answer is yes, that's what you talk about. I love travel. I love travel. Like I love travel, right? But I'm obsessed with helping you guys reach your goals. So that, you know what I mean? Like I can talk about travel, but man, my heart smiles when I see people changing their life. So that's why I chose to have my communities all around that. There's many people in my community that have communities around travel, but then they also have their other programs inside of it. Like this is what funds my travel. So that's what's really nice about a community is because you give people a place where they can go and get all of their information in one place. So you're saving them a lot of time, but they trust you. So they will buy what you have. So that's what I tell people. It's whatever is something that you would just love to talk about every day. And then so what we do is once you figure that out, and then we reverse engineer it. Okay, so this is what you would love to talk about. Now, what is that pain point that people have from not having that? And how can we reverse engineer what you need to put in your community to provide that transformation to people? That's it. And we walk you through it. Matter of fact, yesterday I did a training call inside my community builders program, and I literally created, it was 40 minutes total. I think it was even actually a little bit less than 40 minutes. I created a paid module like that. I showed them, I gave them the prompts for ChatGPT, and I had ChatGPT create a little empathy, a little more compassion, a little more heart-centered. They created the whole modules for it, the marketing campaign for it, the email automations for it, and the post to put inside the community. 40 minutes. And in the 40 minutes, because I actually show them how to do it inside the community as well, how to add the stuff. Now, all I have to do is record it or find experts that will do it. So that's what's really nice.
I love that. I'm going to piggyback off that real quick before we get to Robin and Marie. One thing on the depression, Robin or Candy, we've talked before. I also struggle with anxiety and depression. So I totally get it. And she's exactly right. Like when you find something you're passionate about, whether it's community or whether it's something totally different, like it lights you up in a different way. And it has truly, truly helped me because I'm so passionate about helping people. And then also, I would say I was in my head about, investing in the 99 a month thing too. I get it. That's why I didn't start in January. I was like, I don't know. And then investing in her community builders. But I will tell you, it is both are worth every penny. It is exactly compressed time. I've had several sales from my community from cold leads, guys, from my brand new Facebook account that I created like into May, 1st of June. Not even my one I've had for since 2009, like my brand new one, because they're telling me where they're coming from, right? And it doesn't matter if you don't even know have a product to sell or what you want to do. She teaches you everything, how to find your niche, how to find guest speakers to come in and do some of the work for you, and then you can even turn those into paid modules. I mean, she lays out everything, the funnel, and it's absolutely worth investing in that too, just so you aren't lost for like your first 3 months, like what do I say in there, you know what I mean? Like she covers all the bases. So I just wanted to say that.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Robin.
Well, some of my questions were sort of answered when forget what her name is. The first person talked about what she didn't know what, to build her community about or whatever. And I find myself, I think about it a lot, like what, I'm passionate about several different things, but I can't really come up with something that I feel like I could get in there and, charge people for, you know what I mean? That it would be of value. Cause to me, it's like, oh, that's not really, valuable, but to someone else it might be. And I'm just having a hard time, even my target audience, I'm having a hard time with that. I mean, I just turned 66 and I'm originally wanted to go with, people who have not planned for retirement because that's where I'm at. I have nothing for retirement. I'm still working 7 days a week. So, that's kind of the direction I'm leaning. But I also have friends that are in that stage where they have families and children and they're, working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And my heart goes out to them because I would like to save them years of struggling, and getting to where I'm at and have nothing. So I'm kind of torn with which, direction to go, and same thing with the community. So, I mean, maybe I need to join your community builder community to
Yes, but here's what I would
kind of
recommend for
help.
you said it, Robin, like you said it to a T. What I would do is I would create a community and think about that. People that don't have the money to retire. So what your committee would be about is helping them come up with the money to retire, right? So you can introduce your program, right? This is a way to get income, but you can have people come on there. You can you could have somebody, like I have an amazing guy that helped me with an annuity insurance plan, right? He will come on, he will talk with your community, but there's other help people out there. I'm trying to think of this one guy's name and it went blank right now, but he will come in your community and he will share and help them get for retirement. He'll like break it down what they need to do, but he has a little program that he sells. If anybody buys that from him, you get commission on it. So you can build this community by helping people get the money to be able to retire. And then if you have these, what you do is if you have these guest speakers come on, the guest speakers will go inside your paid module. So the only people that would get access to the replay is people paying. And you can have a conversation with ChatGPT, like you could follow what I taught yesterday and have a course created today, because it's about that transformation and then the outcome that they're going to get. You can create some PDFs, helping people be able to budget, help them be able to save. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do, because if people just changed a few things, they could retire even early, right? And that's what your community could be over. So it's going to be full of people that have no money for retirement. They feel seen, they feel heard, they feel validated, and now they're ready to have that transformation to come up with the money.
Okay.
And that's it.
All
Yeah.
right.
It'd
Thank
be
you.
fun, right? Because you can really relate and you would be passionate
Yeah.
about that.
Yes. I
Because if
can
they're 10
relate.
years younger than you, you're like, I'm going to help you in 5 years so you're not working like I am. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. All right, Maria.
Hello, hello again. I'm gonna see you in a few days. I'm so excited.
I know, I can't wait.
Yeah. So Robin, to your point, I have to say I do have a question, but first I want to say when I joined Michelle's Builders community, I was so impressed of how many ideas everyone had and how like there's so much talent that we don't even know we have until we engage and we hear everyone talk about all these different ideas. Look, I'm getting chills. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. And I was like, when am I going to open a community on? And then I was like, wait a minute. I was a caregiver. I was a single mom. And I went through situations that I was stuck in because of financial security. So I want to help my ladies that have went through the same thing. And not to mention, when I started with Michele, there wasn't even 1,000 people in the community. And it wasn't even me who started, it was my husband. And I get emotional when I say this because it's hard to, I didn't come in because of money. I was helping my husband set up because when he told me about it, I said, I don't do sales. Talk to me about numbers. I do accounting. But I was helping him. I had just lost my mom 2 months before that. So I'm helping set up system. And Michele is saying, okay, you do this, you do that, you do this. I got him like, Michele, this is weird. I know it's weird, but Michelle's voice was just, I don't know. I was linked. My husband went in the shower. I was in tears. And all Michele was doing was telling in the video how to set up systems. So I have no idea what that was about, but here I am today. So I joined everything because I trust, and everyone that when you find your perfect customer and you're honest, that's what's going to happen. They're going to trust and they're going to follow you. I started my community and I have 115 members. And I have to say that the last 85 members that came in with intentions, because I'm starting to get connection and people engaging, and it's just so much fun. I don't need to sit there and dedicate more than so much, but I'm enjoying it. And I just got laid off on Friday.
Oh.
After 15 years. And this is the first time that I say it out in the community open. After 15 years, actually minus 2 months, I got a faceless Zoom call. And I was told that way, that they had to terminate my position. And I went back for the first time yesterday. And of course, it was awkward for them, not for me, because I'm okay. I have my community. And I am going to help. Now I have time to help the people that I was intended to help. So yeah, don't be afraid. I'm just having a hard time monetizing. Just getting that module to start charging. And I am making money because of the affiliates that have been used. People have used my affiliate. So just proving that this works. It works. There's a
I
lot of
love
different
that.
ways. And as I mentioned, yes, you could make money out of something that you're passionate about.
Mhm.
So I've learned that too
Absolutely.
through the mastermind, through like, there's a lot of different ways. So
I love that. I do have to say what you said was so awesome, right? Because, I used to do the tech videos and I don't know tech, right? And so I love the fact you just felt my heart in those videos. And, because you're like, that's what I just was helping my husband, but I felt you because you could feel my passion, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, showing you on the screen and I'm like, gosh, I hope I'm telling them the right thing. But that's my point. But you felt my passion. You could tell I truly cared, right? And that's why. That's what you connected to. It wasn't because I knew what I was doing. I was being helpful. And that's one thing with you guys. Like, you don't have to be the expert. You just got to truly care. So thank you for sharing that. And everything happens for a reason, right? So
yeah,
it
show
was,
that.
yep. Yeah, awesome. We'll see you in a few days. I'm excited. All right, Jen.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you? Hey, buddy.
A couple quick things. So I think it was Candy at the beginning. I think she was talking about depression. It's very interesting because my background is like 32 years of chronic pain, which, and I know Jennifer and I can relate to that, it might lead to depression and other, but it was always this drive, like, I know I'm made for more. I was like that. I knew I didn't want to be held down with the pain and these mental health issues. And I was a stay-at-home mom, which was, it was fun, but I used to be a teacher. I wanted to do all these things, right? It's just like this drive made for more. But anyway, a lot of different things I've been doing and studying and learning, became a certified life coach. And a lot of people think the opposite of depression is joy or happiness, but they've done studies that it's actually purpose. And so I thought that was so huge because, and I found that like I can be in debilitating pain, have a pounding migraine, and it's probably like you weren't feeling it, but you get on and you get like energy, and I could feel better, when I'm helping other people or serving people or, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to encourage Candy with that, like once you find that purpose and what lights you up, that actually helps you with the depression, and again, not that you're getting a bunch of people in that are depressed or whatever, but it's like it's helping them find their purpose and, serving from that. So anyway, that was one thing. And then the other thing I was going to ask you, because my community is at, I think, around 70 people right now. And, as an entrepreneur, I have so many, and that's just more like I haven't done the outreach. We just have had a lot going on this summer, whatever. And I know like there's different steps, but I have so many great ideas. So I didn't know if you had an idea of what's the best. So far, what I've done is like record some like mindset calls or prayer calls, like they're in there right now. And I love how Jennifer has it. It's like, you pay the VIP, whatever, a low ticket amount, and then you get access to the replays, something like that. So there's that idea. But I also know like workshops a good idea. And then you had the idea yesterday about like creating your own mini course, which I could do that. So I definitely want to start monetizing. Do you have a suggestion of like which order? Because I can't tackle all of them at once, so that's my question. I don't know what you think like would be the next best step to get some, income flowing and, then I'll start growing the group some more and stuff.
Right. So are you eventually going to do a recurring income stream?
Yeah, I'd like to do some sort of, inner circle or VIP or whatever. And like you had said, like I can have plenty of guest experts come in and like that's where that would be. That would be eventually. So I don't know what do you think would be the quickest or easiest? Do I do the mini course? Do I promote a workshop?
Yes.
The mini course? Okay. Because I have enough
I would definitely
material.
do that because that's cash injection immediately, but you're also delivering value to them.
Okay.
So when you do launch your next bigger high ticket thing, they already believe in you and they're going to buy it.
Okay, perfect. And then like monthly workshop you think is a good thing to do to always be promoting and then it's getting people in. Okay. All right, awesome. All right, thank you. I will see you soon.
And we're waiting
Awesome.
on that freemium option that's going to be the end of this month or October. If you haven't watched that Skool video, it's so exciting. I loaded it up into the community as well.
I'll have to look about that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
awesome.
going to be good.
Yeah. Can't wait. Yeah, can't wait. All right, Angela.
Hi, it's nice meeting you. So I'm really new to all of this. I barely know Jennifer, but I met her through another group. But very excited to be here. I have so many questions, I don't even know where to start. But let me start with this. I am a holistic practitioner and I specialize in energy healing. I do things very different than most people, very, very different. I have created my own. I've been doing this for about 18 years. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. This just didn't happen yesterday. I have heard of the legacy builders about a year, I don't remember, about a year ago or so. I guess my question is, if I would start something like that, how could I combine this with what I do? Because to me, in my mind, I'm the emotional, feely, touchy type person. Tech is not so my thing. Although I have really put in effort in the last couple of years to learn stuff. So I'm dangerous enough to go on the back office on my website and do all kinds of stuff. I learned DV. What? Did I really? Yes, I did. I'm just saying. So I don't mind at all talking in front of the camera. It's literally tech stuff. Like I don't mind doing reels. I just mess them up because I don't know. It's like there comes a picture up with a title and suddenly the title appears at the end instead of in the front. So I think it's more the tech stuff, but I guess my core question is, would I have to have both of those things in order to move my business along, or would a community alone be good enough, or would both of these things be good? I know that's a loaded question here.
Okay, so let me start with your first one that you had asked about, how could you combine them, right? So
Right.
here's my question to ask you. Why are you doing the Legacy Builders program?
I haven't done that yet.
What is your goal to make an income with it?
I don't know. I know this much about it, so I really don't all the nitty-gritties about it. I just know a little bit about it, and the first time when I was sort of kind of introduced to that, is like, well, you can do this, but then you can still all do your business. But what was explained to me, none of that made any sense. I didn't understand this
So
because
what made you purchase?
I did not.
She hasn't purchased yet. She grabbed the blueprint. We're actually meeting like after this call to kind of chit chat about
Cool,
all
okay.
of this.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know anything about this. I
yeah.
just learned like I heard about it and I learned a little bit about it, but I'm not involved. And that's why my question is, okay, should I go
Well,
with this? Should I do a community?
well, you
I'm
could do
totally
both,
lost.
right? And I would recommend both. But first of all, let me ask you this question. So you do holistic, right? Or do you sell medicines, or what do you sell? Do you
Well, I do basically, I sell my services. I do energetic sessions. I work with people. I work with pets. I work with children. I do all kinds of fun stuff. And I love doing what I'm doing. This is my thing. This is my thing. That's all I can say. I don't have any other explanation. So there, period. Boom.
I love it. So if you created a community, so what could happen inside your community, you could just deliver so much value,
Mhm.
right? And then inside the community is a classroom, and in that classroom could be resources. So somebody could buy this, the pet therapy or the children therapy or the adult, right? Like you would have them in modules, and it's all done for you, right? They can click there, they can purchase right there immediately. They can schedule with you, or whatever the next step that you do with them.
Right in
You can.
Skool?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is all of that right?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that, because
It's so
right now
simple.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Right now I have a website and I have everything on there, and I also have my own scheduling system where people can schedule, on my website.
Mhm.
So,
But see,
so
here's the thing. So a website's great, but if you had everything also inside a community, and then somebody took one of your services and they had a transformation from it, they got results from it, they're going to share it inside the community. And all of a sudden, the other 50 people or 200 people that are in your community that haven't bought from you yet, that can make them want to buy, because they're like, oh my gosh, that's the transformation I need. I need this. So you literally can create your own community of people that can benefit from what you have. And that's why it's phenomenal to create your own community. I think every business should have it.
well, that's interesting that you're saying this, because what I do, I work with a lot of people that have been through trauma. When they're coming to me, they're coming to me with a current problem or crisis or whatever. Not so much about previous stuff, but while we're working together, we're figuring out that some of the things can go back a year or maybe 30 years, and so, and to a lot, most of the time, this sounds so weird. People love working with me, but I don't get as many referrals as I would like to, not because I'm not good, because I know I'm good at what I'm doing, but people are very private. They do not like to share with others, neither with not all of her friends, or especially maybe not, they're very selective or not wanting to share anything at all because they don't want to let anybody know that they're having really deep problems. And sometimes it's stuff that they haven't even told maybe their husbands, or like, and we're talking really like deep stuff. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I could try it. I don't know if that would work, but I could always try, yeah, why not? I think it's definitely food for thought, because I did not realize all the things that Skool could do.
I love what you just said, though. What you just said was huge, because you're like, they're afraid to even tell their family. So you think how alone they are.
Totally.
And what if you have a community of people that are all dealing with, similar things, but it's the same that, your services can help them. They're going to feel seen. They're going to feel heard. They're going to feel part of something. I mean, that's going to help them even release some of that even more, but it's going to be such a safe place for them. And that's what you can provide.
I started a Facebook group. I was in a bundle, a beautiful bundle. I put my, stuff out, and then I started a Facebook community. There was maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people. Occasionally they said something. Nobody else engaged. And to me, I was like, okay, I'm creating beautiful images and this and really a lot of stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Nobody is communicating with me. Everybody wants to join my Facebook group, but nobody wants to communicate. Nobody wants to say anything. I mean, I put out a lot of really encouraging and positive. That's just what I do, But that was for
So
me.
here's why, though. You know why they're not saying anything? Because they know if they comment, their friends are going to be notified that they commented on yours. So there's not that privacy there.
I never even
In
thought
your
about that.
community, there's that privacy.
Did not even think, it never even occurred to me. See, this is the kind of stuff that there's like little discrepancies here and there, but that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Now, for me personally, for my business, and I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time. Please let me know when you're all done, okay? Because I do respect your time. I wanted to know if I could, with the affiliate, like, who could I bring into my community as a speaker or as somebody? I mean, I don't even know how any of this works. I don't know.
Right.
So-
And that's why getting the program and going through it's going to help you, right? Because it walks you through step by step and helps you with that. But gosh, there's tons, right? So one of the papers that we have you fill out is who your perfect customer is and what are their biggest pain points. Like, what is their biggest struggles, right? And it sounds like you're going to have like 3 different avatars. One could be pets, one could be children, and one could be adults, right? And so then we just, based off of what you provide people is that transformation. But then we also like, okay, but who else could deliver value and help as well? And so that's what we help you do. We help you find those experts that can come in and help you. Because what happens is, first of all, those experts have usually some type of product, service, or program that they recommend to people that you have an affiliate. So you can build a resource module, what they have, and then it just adds extra incomes. But you become the authority because you compress the time of them getting to learn, right? Because they didn't have to go somewhere else and figure it out. You had it all in one place for them. And so that's what we help you do.
Well, the thing is, I've been wanting to start a group healing session, which a lot of people don't do for the particular technique that I use. But I figured out how to do this, and that's just, again, my thing. And it's so interesting because I have been trying to get this live, and then something was constantly wrong with my website. It's still not fixed today, and this has been going on for a while, and I have to constantly move my sessions over to the next week and to the next week just to even launch it. I can't even launch it because my website isn't working right.
Oh no.
Well, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe I need
right.
to. I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. But thank you so much, Michele. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Great questions, by the way. So, all right, Roxanne.
There I am. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
So I'm new as well, very new. It's been a couple of months. I actually love my job, so that's like unique in its sense. And I wasn't aware of the community, so of course this prompts some of the questions. Like I used to be a fitness coach. One of the things I did prior to joining you guys was I used to host menopause like webinars, and it was like an 8-week program, and then we would have like I had a special guest speaker come in.
Mhm.
But I didn't charge for that. But it was like an 8-week program. It was a Zoom call. It was every week. And then I had like handouts and stuff like that. So I know how to create all that and get the people and all that stuff. But that would be when I create the community through Skool. This is, you said it's $99 a month unless I get affiliates, right? Unless I get a couple other
Mhm.
people's to create that. But then how would I tie that in with what I'm doing with you guys? I don't know how to blend that. And if
Okay, no, I love that question,
okay,
right? Okay, so think about it. If a female was in their optimal health,
yes.
their hormones were in balance, they feel 30 again, what would they want to do?
Mm,
Right? Maybe travel, and maybe change where they live, get a different car. They want to do something, but some people can't afford it. Like we have a gentleman inside our community, loves his job, just like you. He loves his job, he loves the benefits, but it allows their family to go camping once a week, once a month. His boys love to go camping. He goes, I just want to
mm,
make an extra $1,000 a month. Then we could go camping more often. This is that little goal, that he had. And so my thing is how many women, or maybe when you have guests come on, they're going to recommend certain supplements and certain things, which can add up to $200 to $300 to $400. And how many women literally can't afford it? So their health is having to sacrifice because they don't have that extra cash flow coming in. So that's why you would have that in there. And you can
okay.
introduce it that way as well. This is a great way to have that extra money to do the things that
Mm,
you love. I love my job. I'm not looking to quit my job. I'm looking to help you guys get your body in shape, but I want you to have that extra money. So money is not an option of a decision factor. I mean, I really want what you're recommending here, Roxanne, but I mean, financially, I can't afford it. I don't ever want you guys to say I can't afford it and you sacrifice your health. That's how I would introduce it.
okay. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't know if I want to do that per se, but that was just an idea, like as you ladies were talking about the different things that you do. Yeah. Okay. I would have to think about who the audience is. And then do you have a specific program that you offer? Because I don't have the legacy builder yet.
Mhm.
And I haven't made a sell yet, but I know I will. What programs do you have that would help me elevate all the things I'm already implementing?
I mean, so what do you do now? What are you selling now?
I have the digital master program.
Oh, okay, the digital mastery. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so to me, community, like, are you marketing on social media?
I am. So I was on TikTok, and then they were saying that there was some new things rolling out. And I think you had made a post about you were going into the face of like Instagram, and I love Instagram. And so I just created a new profile on that. I only have 2 posts on there. Don't judge though. And I
No,
have a
that's
couple of
great.
stories going. So I love Instagram, and I know how to work that really, really well. And I already got some people that were already following me from my original account, already following me on that account. So basically I was just gonna put whatever on TikTok and then follow it through on Instagram, right? It's just like the easiest way to do that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also doing the ads.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. So I'm doing a
My
couple
thing
of
is
things.
my thing is you having, so you're already doing some type of marketing, right? So
Hmm.
creating a community just to put people in and
Hmm.
figure, like, who's your perfect customer right now?
For me, it's people that don't have like a 401k or retirement plan per se. I'm a grandmother as well of 2 little babies. One is like 2 months old. And
Oh.
so, and I'm just in my 50s. I'm a full-time pastor. And so how do I make that extra income? Even though I'm a full-time pastor, I'm part-time salary. So how do I
Right,
supplement that income? That's what I say. I love my job, but I don't want to quit it. And so
right.
and I want to be able to give. That's the biggest thing. How do I want to be able to make that money so that I'm able to give more into the kingdom? So I'm not sure who my audience is, other than people that do not have like a retirement plan.
I love that. So to me, that's what your community should be over, right?
Okay.
I mean, your community can be over that, helping, you can bring guest experts come on to help people get that retirement plan going. But to me, like if you have a mission with your church too, you could have that in there. Like
Yeah.
right now, my daughter, their church is getting donations and stuff. And like she has a big sign in the salon, right? People are bringing things in. I mean, you could do that right there. Cause what I told her is I said, which you can do like a register list on Amazon. And that's what she did. It's got a QR code. So people don't want to bring something back to the salon. They take that QR code, takes them right to Amazon. They can order that stuff and have it shipped there to the salon. So there's like so many different things that you could do that could help a lot of people in a lot of ways.
I think that's where I get confused or in my head because I have so many skill sets and because I help build systems like within the church. So I have a lot of admin, Canva, all of that stuff. So I just sometimes I overthink it and I just I don't know how to filter some of that stuff to get to the point where I'm able to implement some of the things that's in my head.
And to me, it's about, again, what is something that you would like to show up for every day and your heart would smile if people were able to just love your community and start getting that transformation? Like, what is that would make your heart smile?
Okay.
That's what I say too. I'm like, what could you talk about for 90 days straight and not get tired of? You know what I
And
mean?
want to keep on talking about it.
Yeah. You know it, you live it, you're passionate about it, and then you can always add other things in. You just kind of want to hone in and simplify it at first. And I highly recommend her community builders, which I'll have all the links and
The
stuff.
links.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate that. I love your community, by the way. Like I
Oh,
love both
really?
of you guys. Yes. It's just amazing. And I don't feel overwhelmed. And that's kind of hard
Yes.
to have like when it's so big. Just to have it you feel like you're home. Like you had commented on one of my comments. I was like, oh my gosh, you commented on one of mine. I mean, that's how we feel because it's such a big community, right?
Right. I know, but she started off at 0 too. I mean, when I started at the end
Wow,
of
3 years
June,
ago.
yeah, and like
Not even 3 years ago.
56,000 she hit
Yeah.
today, I think. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
5,600.
September 10th, but
I hit
November
151.
November of
Yeah.
2022 is when I started. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Love it.
incredible. So I love the community. My grandfather, my stepdad was the one that introduced me to this. So very grateful for you guys. So thank
I
you.
love that. Yeah, I love that. Well,
That's
it has
awesome.
been my pleasure hanging out with you, ladies. This has been great. And hopefully I've helped you'll see the bigger picture of, what I can do not only for you, but just for making an impact in other people's lives. And Jennifer, thank you for letting me share with your community. I love it.
Yes. If you don't mind, I just want to ask one simple question. If you could say something to someone who is wanting to start their community, but they see the $9 hobby plan versus the 99, what would you say to them about how to make that decision?
Oh, such a great question. So the $9 hobby is literally that, a hobby, right? They're just competing with people that want to create a Facebook group just to have a Facebook group. The hobby does not give you many of the features that you get with the main community. But here's the part too. This is why to build a business, to be able to monetize a community, this is why you never want to use a hobby. Because what happens is to be able to, for Skool to be able to afford hobby communities, what's going to happen is people that are paying for the business communities, your community is going to show up on the left. Like right now, if you go to our big community, it shows a leadership board. There's no leadership board inside hobbies. What's going to show is communities that they're going to recommend to those community members. The recommendations are 100% based on what people are engaging in and talking about. So that's the downfall if you having a hobby community is you're going to be competing with all these other communities. So I tell people, I'm like, if money is that tight, there's 3 people that would love to create a community and refer this to them, and then your community's free. And you get 14-day trial. So if you follow, like inside my community builders, if you follow the founding members launch, you can actually get your community in profit mode in 14 days if you want to follow that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, she teaches you and it's all organic. We're not doing paid ads or anything like that. And it's worked. I've just done it and it's just consistently growing. So thank you so much for being here.
And one of the strategies, Jennifer, that I should have talked about was the outreach strategy. I teach you guys
Yeah.
an outreach strategy that you don't even have to post on social media for your community. And that outreach strategy grew. I took a free community. My community builder is a free one, just to prove out that outreach strategy. It's at 3,100 now. And it just, I don't know, when did I create that? I have to see when I created it. But yeah, because of that outreach strategy. So I teach you that, right? So then that way you're always getting exposure to your community. So it's really attracting your perfect customers to you. So
She knows her stuff. It works.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks
Well,
for having me.
thank you so much. I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate your time, and thank you, ladies, for being here. And I will post this replay up later today, and I will see you guys later.